Kung Fu Panda 1 and 2 are some of my favorite movies of all time. Let's learn about the lore of it together, and if you're lucky, this YouTube video might even be edited. I'm trying to move my lazy bum and actually edit my videos. Let's go.
15 years, the Kung Fu Panda series has remained some of the most iconic animated movies of all time. However, the more you look into the series, the more you'll find layers upon layers of stories and characters
This show used to be on Nicktoons, and it's actually very jarring to look at now. Like, look at them. And even in the show, at the time when I was a kid, like, you know something's bad when as a kid you're like, watching that as a kid, and I'm just like, I want to see some fighting, and they just never ever fought. Never ever. Anytime you see them fight, it's like, okay, something good's happened. But then there's just so many slop episodes, even kid me could realize, like, looking back on it, bro. I love the intro. It's like, here are the legends of the Kung Fu Panda. Dun 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 dun. Raising a noodle shop, never seeking glory or fame, trying to launch shop and under dragon warrior name. Ooh ah ooh, Kung Fu Panda. Legends of awesomeness. Sweet. There was actually more to the opening. I thought, whatever.
somehow makes sense in the end. So join
No, editing me, we'll put it in the video. Fuck no, I'm not. Plus copyright and all that, come on. No? And also, look at this.
find layers upon layers of stories
Chief obviously looks great.
and characters that somehow make sense in
But like,
the end.
Tigress, the monkey that I messed up again because I'm an idiot.
The more you'll find layers upon layers of stories and characters that somehow makes
Like, Tigress, monkey, and Poe. Like, Tigress actually looks okay. But Poe and monkey, ugh.
sense in the end. So join me as I go over everything in this nightmare of a story. Hi everybody, I'm here in a hotel hot tub. It's just the easiest way
good,
for me
bro.
to get into a hot tub and nothing bad will happen. So Kung Fu Panda is a bit weird in my eyes. Everything in every character has a reason for existing, and it's just that, like, I think there's moments where they definitely went overboard with some of this content. Kung Fu Panda takes place on an ancient Earth where the population is exclusively animals. This population includes insects and fish. Already, the first problem becomes determining a time point. The only historical things I could net were the creation of Kung Fu and the Silk Road, both of which have centuries of overlap across the Zhou dynasty. But because of usage of gunpowder in Kung Fu Panda 2, I'm gonna assume that that movie takes place
I mean, they said like they just created fireworks. Just look for the time of period when they make fireworks, no?
the same time gunpowder was invented, and according to Google, that was in the 9th century. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
let's just say this movie's around, like, 850 and guesstimate from there. But this number can be virtually anywhere. It would still be fine. Like, to give an idea, the amount of time there is between the first and most recent movie, the 4th movie, could be anywhere from 2 years to a decade. It literally does not matter. The first point we're looking at super doesn't matter, because it takes place hundreds or thousands of years before 850. This is Oogway, the founder of
Oogway.
Kung Fu. On a journey across the world, he stumbles at this place called the Pool of Sacred Tears, and it brings him to tears so badly he spends 10,000 straight days making and learning the art of Kung Fu. So then he decides to share this knowledge wherever he can. Along with that, he plants the peach tree of heavenly wisdom and begins to establish the Valley of Peace. This valley is going to remain the most important location for the remainder of this run, so just know it's here to save and protect the fragile weakling animals across the crime-ridden country.
This show, bro, it keeps reminding you, it's just such slop. It's such slop, man.
Of ancient China.
Could have been so good. And even Kid Me still gobbled that shit up.
This time,
But then, like, I realized it was shit still. Like, I don't know. It's
Oogway
odd.
then gets
So as a kid, I never even liked Teen Titans Go. Everyone loved that. I never liked Teen Titans Go as a kid.
weirdly obsessed with world peace and wants more people to hang out with and play darts with him or something in the valley. It gets so bad that as a favor from the Crane clan, he gets cranes to build miles and miles of rope bridges for the animals to flee into the Valley of Peace. And
Interesting
after
lore.
that, it's not enough, so Oogway's gonna start a war for world peace. In the name of peace, Oogway's gonna unalive all the
Peacemaker.
people who oppose him. He's already working alongside his dear fellow world peace friend, General Kai. One day, though, when killing for peace, Oogway gets fatally wounded and the duo stumble upon the secret panda village. And here they use the mythical power of Chi to save Oogway, and the two learn how to use the skill. Unfortunately, Oogway saw the bad vibes in Kai and had to banish him to the spirit realm and from history. Oogway took his friend out of history because he didn't like his attitude. So now
It's crazy. That is, like, really bad. Oogway, interesting guy.
Oogway's uber powered up.
But who can hate this toe, you know what I'm saying? It's like, who can hate this face right here?
He has Chi now, he's still wandering about, and at some point this guy named Jing Dao shows up. Around this time there is a team of warriors called the Four Constellations, and each of them get color-coded Chi from the universe. Just roll with it, the universe is like... god, but also not really. And the leader of the four
Okay, this is new
constellations,
lore.
who is Jing Dao, gets the strongest chi, golden chi. Unfortunately, Oogway saw the bad vibes in Jing Dao and had to separate his soul from his body. Jing Dao was trying to find the chi wellspring. It gives like infinite chi. It's under Panda Village. This is going to be relevant like way in the future. And as a reward, Oogway then gets Jing Dao's golden chi. And then for the future, Oogway prophesies a new warrior, a dragon warrior, would appear to take his place when it would be needed the most. And then this person would also get like Oogway's chi and all that stuff. Really, this is just Oogway saying, in the future, there's gonna be a guy who does what I do, but also again. So big time gap happens. Valley of Peace really starts setting up. Then this other evil dragon, this one named Ki.
I know this one. This was in the Kung Fu Panda Legends of Awesomeness show. I think he had like a season finale or something, which is actually kind of entertaining.
Up with some demons and attacks Oogway. Luckily, the universe was able to make Oogway.
And that show was so good as well because like it took place like similar-ish to the movie. So like I think like the first 2 seasons or something took place after the first movie. And then, like, randomly, it's like, oh, yeah, it's after the second movie now, because they mention, like, Shen and stuff. I don't think they ever mention Kai, though.
Oogway get the Chaos Emeralds, and he turns into Super Oogway, so he beats
they don't ever mention 3.
the giant, scary, evil dragon. And then this time, Oogway traps Kipa's body into a gross pig.
Oh, yeah, this fucking pig, bro. Oh, my God.
He won't get revenge for a few centuries.
This fuck-ass pig.
Now, I have no idea why it's like this, but Oogway is by far, like, one of the most important characters, despite how much he appears in the movies. And we're not even done with Oogway backstory, but someone really important is about to get thrown into the mix. Now, this is
Shifu,
the most popular and debatably most important of Oogway's dozens of students. When Shifu was young, him and his genuinely shitty father were con artists. They made fake medical talisman, they scammed all of China.
What? I don't even know this lore. That's insane.
And when they make it to the valley, his dad abandons him at the doorsteps of the Jade Palace, which is now Oogway's forever home.
Oh, Dad.
And Shifu has daddy issues. Shifu then grows up in the palace.
This fuck-ass show. Oh my God.
And quickly learns to be a master and a substitute teacher for Oogway. Oogway then makes the first Furious 5 team. This team does include Shifu, and then this weird time gap happens where like half of all Oogway students decide to be evil. This guy named Junji gets mad when Oogway decides Shifu is gonna inherit the Jade Palace. He leaves. At one point, a boar named Coyote starts learning he's not much of a fighter, but he's an incredible engineer. So he builds that advanced training that the Jade Palace has. I'm sure you guys were dying to figure out where that came from. Oogway honestly pulls
kind of cool, though.
A dick move here and banishes Coyote because he's not kung fu-y enough. He's too much of an engineer.
Oogway.
He got robbed. Oogway created that one. At one point, Shifu gets a
Shifu and his fuck-ass girlfriend,
and they hit it off. But then it gets revealed she was only using him to get closer into the palace and
moving like Black Cat or some shit.
Steal treasure there. Shifu then decides he will never find love ever and ends it there. But at least there's still the Furious 5, right? Nope.
Bro, this owl, I can't remember what she does exactly, but she has an episode. And this, I don't know who this one, I feel like I've seen this person on the right as well though, but this owl, I remember this owl, she does some weird stuff.
At least there's still the Furious 5, right? Nope. There's a psychic guy, yep, a psychic guy named Ding. Oogway asks him to train with the monks and fails to vibe check Ding, so when he gets there, he makes all the monks jump to their deaths because
what?
He's psychic and he can control their minds. They jump off the cliff. So then the team stops Ding and they had a demon sword. It corrupts whoever uses it, and being corrupted, all 5 members get mad that Shifu destroys it because they all think that they can use it. And that's the end of the first Furious 5. They're fake friends, I'm not gonna lie. But soon after, Feng Hua, the strongest member of this 5, decides to betray Oogway. But unfortunately, Oogway already saw the bad vibes in Feng Hua and already built an owl-sized cage. So she's like the 4th person Oogway trained who ended up evil. But fortunately, this isn't just like exclusively an Oogway thing. This actually happens quite often. At least a decade or two before
Shifu does this all. Tai Long.
In Gongmen City, there was Peacock royalty.
Oh, here we go. Kung Fu Panda 2 lore, love that.
On the production of fireworks and gunpowder. The king had one son named Shen, who would become a great warrior as his parents and a goat called the Soothsayer watched over him. When Shen was 10, he had been playing with gunpowder and saw military uses in it. Instead of sitting down with Shen and explaining why war is bad, they get the Soothsayer to see Shen's future, and she's like, yo, one day this black and white animal is gonna like wreck his shit if he keeps being a little miscreant.
Is that peacock meat? Wait, chill. Peacock meat is edible, safe to eat, and considered a delicacy in some cultures. Okay, this doesn't hurt. This is a peacock's Nah, it's just not it. He made it look so nice there. I don't think that's peacock meat. I think that's just some motherfucking type of meat. Got scammed in 4K. GG.
And like, respectfully, do you know how little that narrows it down?
And he went straight for the pandas, bro. That's fucked. But you think in China, like how many is in China though? Like, okay, Asian black bear, giant panda, some fuck ass birds, I guess a killer whale. Yeah, like I don't blame Shen for jumping to conclusions.
So then Shen gets very upset, his parents not, like, just talking to him. He goes on a mass genocide like you do, targeting black and white
moving like Big H.
animals. This includes Panda Village. Fortunately, Shen's not.
Is it implied they went for more than just the pandas? I feel like it's very like I think it's pretty much said that he just went for the pandas.
Not very good at genocide, and a good amount of the pandas escape, including a baby. I'm sure that's not gonna be important. This baby coincidentally gets brought to the valley, and the best
I wonder who that baby is.
in the series, Mr. Ping, finds him and
I don't like Mr. Ping. He actively annoys me, I'm not gonna lie.
adopts him. Oh, also Shen's parents die from sadness. Meanwhile, Shifu's failed to have a good relationship with his parents. He's failed to have romance. Maybe he'll be a good parent, right? Haha.
Yeah.
So Tai Lung shows up like Shifu did, so Shifu raises and trains Tai Lung to maybe, just maybe, become the Dragon Warrior. And Shifu spends 20 years doing this, reassuring he's gonna be the master.
Bro, Shifu used to look so young, bro.
Nothing bad will happen. Unfortunately, Oogway saw the bad vibes and
Oogway always seen these bad vibes, bro. Oh my god.
Tai Lung.
Can you not see the bad vibes before, like, he wastes his time training him? Like, because this could have been averted, you know? He could have taught him to be a chef or some shit, you know?
Refused to let him become the Dragon Warrior. Shifu doesn't reassure his son. Tai Lung is honestly justified at being mad at his father figure. Doesn't justify him lashing out on the valley. So
Yeah.
Oogway then has to knock out Tai Lung and imprison him for the rest of his life, as Tai Lung waits for the day to seek revenge and become the warrior. Holy shit! Half of these bad students were easily avoidable. Oogway and Shifu gatekeeping and gaslighting Kung Fu is unironically causing 90% of these conflicts, but being optimistic, the next few students are all good guys. Now Shifu's on the couch crying about the fact he's very possibly going to be dying alone. He's failed 3 times at this point, so Oogway decides to go on another friendship quest for, I would say, like a year. This leads to Secrets of the Masters and the formation of the Furious Five.
I remember watching these on Netflix.
And this is Tigress, by far the most important Furious Five
Tigress is so hot.
student. She's in an
She's so... Not like this! Chill! No. That looks so bad. No.
orphanage where, you know, she doesn't have parents or friends because tigers are scary, and she lives alone now. Shifu's ready to try having a child he's not gonna have to disown. He adopts Tigress and makes her a Jade Palace student, but Shifu's being a real bucket dipper on account of, well, you know, so Tigress and Shifu will never have a good, proper, built-up father-daughter relationship. Then all the way across China, there's a...
Can we get Saj in the chat?
Member, Mantis. He's also fatherless. His mom ate his...
Who do you guys remember the favorite member of the Furious Five? Mine's Viper, by far.
Mantis thinks he's gonna have a...
Actually, is it? Nah, I say it's probably... You know, like, in actuality, it's definitely Tigress, but I like Viper. She's like my favorite of the underrated ones, you know, because, like, obviously there's Poe, and there's Poe as Shifu, maybe even like Poe, Tigress, Shifu. Those are like the big 3. Then it's like the rest of them. But, like, out of the underrated ones, this is Viper.
Shorter life and decides to speedrun it by accidentally becoming a local hero. At one point, Mantis stumbles upon some crocodile bandits. For future reference, there's a lot of crocodiles that resort to crime. Many of them
in this fuck-ass show. Oh my god, he's gonna talk about this kid as well, bro. Oh my god. This guy, shall I spoil it? Now, we won't spoil it, but, bro, it's so stupid. And he's branded, bro. Every episode I felt like.
From bad parts of China. This isn't a bit, like almost every single...
It's
There's
from like
so
5
many
different
crocodiles
episodes.
and almost all of them are criminals. They capture Mantis. He learns patience. He escapes. Then he's gonna study acupuncture and try becoming a doctor. That's why he knows medical stuff in the first movie and from there on. The leader that Mantis smartphoned is just named Croc. He leaves to make something of himself, so soon after this happens, Oogway stumbles upon Flying Rhino, Storming Ox, and Croc's also there. Oogway takes a gander at the script and decides, hey, I'm gonna make you guys guys, a Kung Fu Council.
Oh!
And this trio, the Wu sisters, show up, and Oogway decides to go 2 birds, 1 stone. He
Yo, hear
forces
me out,
all
chat.
of the council to go with him. He fakes his death, and then they beat the sisters, and now they're all friends, and that's why these guys are in the second movie. Still paying attention? Good. We aren't done with the Furious 5 origin, by the way.
Crane.
Let's start with Crane. He's a janitor who's also fatherless and an overprotective mom. Crane would sneak out to kung fu classes at the Li Fang Kung Fu Academy. And then when he moves out, one day the academy hosts student tryouts, and another student named Mei Ling, not this Mei Ling, there's 2 Mei Lings for some reason.
Crane's
in the academy.
In the real world, people can have the same what names, you know?
Relevant now. Then there's Viper. She's special because she's the only Furious
I remember this. She doesn't have fangs or something when every other snake has fangs.
5 member with a dad who loves her. She's born to the Viper clan and they fight with lethal venom. She's the daughter of the great Master Viper, and that's jolly and swell. One thing though, she doesn't have the one thing the Viper clan's known for, so she's moderately neglected. Only a little bit though. Her parents still love her, but they're quietly disappointed, just like my parents. One day,
yeah, just like mine as well.
A guy with armor breaks Master Viper's fangs, but regular Viper uses ribbons to win a fight. So now she's on Furious 5 standby. And then there's Monkey. So when Monkey was young...
That genuinely scared me. This show is so ugly. This actually scared me. You couldn't see it in my face, but like I actually had to pause, like mentally looking at this. Oh my god, this show is so disgusting to look at.
He had a brother named Wukong. No, not that one. Monkey falls on a banana and his pants fall down. This is an event that leads to Monkey tripling the local crime rates. Him and Wukong...
That's why he doesn't wear it, you know? Okay.
Start pranking the town, and Wukong did kind of...
Wait, I remember some of this.
Nudge Monkey into being...
I think he started pranking a bit too bad, and Monk is like, no. I can't speak. No more crime, no more pranks. You know?
This bad boy. Eventually, Monkey will chill out when he gets this girlfriend named Yaya. Until one night when she's cheating on him with Wukong. Brotherly violence.
I don't remember this. What?
Ensues. Wukong gets arrested. His mom also dies from sadness, and Monkey becomes...
Everyone be dying from sadness. That has to be a metaphor for something else, like they're getting, I don't know, kung fu on.
Becomes an orphan because this is Kung Fu Panda. Nobody has a relationship with their dad. Monkey only knowing how to cause harm triples the crime rates once again. Then the town sends warriors to take Monkey out, but he keeps winning. Until Oogway shows up. Don't forget, he's still on that friendship quest. He curb stomps Monkey, but saves his life. He goes... Monkey. And that makes Monkey a good guy and a part-time comedian. I want to say now the year's like 846.
Just so stupid.
Let's go with that, sure. This is Secrets of the Scroll. And you remember how this series is named after a panda? Well, he's actually plot relevant. Po is actually important now. Shifu and Oogway are watching. Currently, their only active student. Then they get warned that a boar, creatively named Boar, is on his way to fight Shifu. Oogway then goes, damn, that's crazy. Let's get DoorDash. So they get noodles at Mr. P's restaurant where Po
early on Po reference.
In charge because Mr. Ping goes on a
little different haircuts on.
Supply run. Chef Po sneezes into the DoorDash order, and
that is actually disgusting.
Now Shifu's got like black lung or something.
I remember seeing this somewhere. I might have actually watched this.
I
remember this is Secrets of the Scroll. I've definitely watched this. It's just I've forgotten everything. It was like ages ago.
And ordered by Shifu to find a list of warriors, but while Po finds out that he got Shifu sick and is looking for a career change. Some of these careers include a janitor, a doctor, a dancer, and a comedian. And then the scrolls get mixed up. Guess what happens next? Shifu is mad about these freaks at his doorstep. The 5 ignore him and they beat Boar. Now there's a Furious 5, along with a panda who likes Kung Fu because he was watching them fight. He loves it. And then, after all of that, we are now at the original movie. The main character's journey really starts here. Oogway foresees that it's finally time to choose the Dragon Warrior for real this time. Po wants to go see who it is, but his dad makes him take the noodle cart, so he misses the tournament. As a last resort, Po uses fireworks to launch himself into the sky. This is when I realized he totally could have just gone around this wall. I understand that's not the point of this, but like I just want to let you know that he could have just gone around. There's nothing stopping him. Your protagonist is an idiot. Po lands directly in front of Oogway, so Po's instantly promoted to clan co-leader. I love him, but Po is the universe's nepotism baby. You know, all of this story beforehand does provide a deeper insight as to why the Jade Palace kinda hates Po so much. They don't mind Po.
Yeah, she does.
Po is a person, but the fact he's managed to take this position that the 5 and Tai Lung spent so much time working to earn, they're upset, and that's totally fair. And I can see that. Other than his naturally high defense skills, Po's kind of like one of the worst picks for the Dragon Warrior, and Oogway's success. So Shifu's pissed.
Loki sucks. No explanation, just does this shit.
The other members of the five are more so just shocked, and to make matters worse, Oogway reveals Tai Lung's coming back, so just to be safe, Shifu sends a worker to double the guards at Tai Lung's prison.
Bro, I'm so black, man.
Tai Lung escapes. And then Oogway finds out, he tells Shifu, look man, I did my part, you just gotta do your shit, you just gotta get your
just dips, bro, just goes to the spirit realm.
Shit together. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, bye. And now, Oogway ascends to the spirit realm, leaving Shifu to train Po for the inevitable. Then the five take a deep, respectful look at their savior of the Valley of Peace against Tai Lung. So then they go to stop Tai Lung themselves. This results in a cool fight, but they fumble the 5v1. Yeah, while this is going on,
really cool.
Shifu brings Po to the pool of sacred tears, and knowing you could never get between a big boy and a meal, uses food to train/starve him. As a result, this makes Po pretty competent for the Tai Lung fight. Then when returning, Po gets the Dragon Scroll that'll give him the super sacred Dragon Warrior advice that'll for sure make him win. But the scroll is blank, so they all just give up. But that's fine, you know, Mr. Ping is like, hey, my secret noodles have no sauce. I just do my best and that works out. So Po realizes that while Shifu's almost about to die, he doesn't, and Po uses the most secretest weapon of all. He turns on items and stage hazards, and because Tai Lung's only practice for tournaments, he loses on the walkout stage, and after Po fills up his final smash meter, he sends him to the spirit realm. And so, the first movie has concluded. Po has become a real kung fu fighter, and the Valley of Peace is safe until 850. But for real this time. Anywho, schmackle-a-doo, let's talk about Kung Fu.
Some came out May 26th.
Fu Panda 2 is what I would be saying if this was easy. I'm gonna say this once and only once for now and for the future when it comes to DreamWorks franchises. Almost every single DreamWorks property has gotten some sort of special content, like games, comics, Christmas special, stuff like that. Kung Fu Panda has a lot of this stuff. They have comics, some shows, some games. There's even an official manga adaptation of the first movie that hasn't been localized. But DreamWorks also clarifies that any alternate media outside of movies and specials are less canon. As in, they don't matter.
Okay.
Yes, he was ignoring that, and that's why the movies take up
so
little of this story. This series actually has a ton of explanation for each character. Like the Wu sisters, those characters who only showed up in one canon special, they appear like 2 more times. One of which is in the comics, where they do impersonations. The comics are mostly world building, if I'm being honest. I didn't read them that much, I skimmed over them. Brief rundown of all the comics are mostly world. They appear like 2 more times. One of which is in
Why does Pope, like, kick her? Oh, look in!
Comics where they do impersonations. The comics are mostly world building, if I'm being honest. I didn't read them that much.
I wanted to shave after my shower, bro. Fuck.
Down of all the events that mattered, I think. Po had a childhood friend named Hung. He did kung fu with them. This is probably a plot hole. The gang go to Tai Lung's prison and, like, test upgrades on it. One time, Tigress and Po get caught in a Chinese finger trap together. How? I feel like there would be scissors at this point. Most of these are one-off adventures. Most of these don't amount to much. This gets a skip. And then there's the games. I don't like the games. The first one is a loose adaptation. It's mostly the same, but the gang goes on a few bonus quests between the events of the movies, so we can ignore this once. And especially this needs, we gotta find like holy water for this or something. Legendary Warriors can actually be considered something unique, though it has one of the worst plot holes in the franchise. Just for the future, this sucks. Everyone knows this. At the end of the first movie, Tai Lung dies. Sure, he goes to the spirit realm. Regardless if they are a good Gus or they are a bad Brian, they will go to the spirit realm. Oogway is here and Tai Lung is here. This plot involves rats capturing everyone in the Jade Palace. Not only are the Wu sisters back, but somehow Tai Lung came back, and there's no explanation for this. Tai Lung specifically has no way to revive himself. You think that's bad? Here's a Tai Lung counter. Every time Tai Lung gets revived, we're adding to this. Doesn't go anywhere, by the way. He loses, and then goes back, and then doesn't because the MMO game, Kung Fu Panda World, happens, and he's here too. This one's delisted, though, as far as I can tell.
What am I even looking at?
This is just about new students learning Kung Fu. Just take my word. He's been unalived 3 times now. And then finally, Blue Skidoo, Kung Fu Panda 2. Shen's still mad about being disowned by his now deceased.
It's the best one, but I have grown a new appreciation like Kung Fu Panda 1. Like, I love Kung Panda 1 because it has a training sequence as well, so that's like one thing. But Kung Panda 2 I think is better overall.
His parents and is stealing scrap for metal from as much of China as possible. I'm gonna assume this Christmas special also happens right before the movie. Poe's asked to host a holiday feast. He calls everyone cringe and enjoys the special time of year with his dad while convincing all the masters of the five and even Shifu to join in on the fun. Good moment. I'm glad Poe's got
Tigress is so
a good heart and that the Jade Palace has accepted him as a friend. But that scrap metal thing, that's pretty bad. So bad that Poe recognizes this weird symbol that introduces PTSD into the funny panda's life. Hamburgers. The Council of Kung Fu, remember them? It's these guys. They've taken control of Gungman City on account of Shen being an unviable ruler because...
It's crazy!
Turns out Shen made a win.
Yeah, and also committed genocide, moving like Hitler.
Button. All he needs to do is shoot this cannon and he instantly one-shots anyone in front of it, which happens to Rhino. He's out of the picture now. Poe and the Five are then asked to walk over to Gongmen City and knock off this peacock mischief. Right before, though, Poe finds out that he's adopted. He is... Doesn't matter. I'm afraid parents who adopt are still parents. This...
You know, it's actually kind of crazy, like, we're surprised, I mean, not surprised, but I was gonna say something, I've actually completely forgotten that.
This is a Mr. Ping channel. The gang makes their way on over and eventually sees the remaining council staying in prison to minimize casualties that could come when fighting Shen. And then soon after Shen and Poe finally meet each other, Poe lets Shen escape because of the symbol thingy. The Five are pissed at him. They decide to go fight Shen without Poe, and then they lose and Poe gets star KO'd. This leads to Poe miraculously being rescued by the soothsayer at the old panda village. She helps him embrace his challenges and grow from it. Through the best scene in the franchise, Poe is able to recognize his faults and what special things brought him to a group of people who love and care for him. Poe finds inner peace. I forgot to mention inner peace. Shifu says he has to learn it at the beginning. Anyway, the Five's about to get executed. Poe says no. Shifu, being safe, also came to help. He brings the council with them. They almost lose, but Poe uses his mad skills to stop Shen once and for all, finally ending Shen's reign and banishing him to the spirit realm.
Then killing Peacock Hitler. Let's go!
This one's about lowering the crime rates and stopping Shen's goon. And now let's talk about Legends of Awesomeness, the first of 3 shows. This one ran for quite a while, so we got...
Let's not talk about Legends of Awesomeness. I don't want to.
I treat Legends of Awesomeness actually bringing back the games and comics and stuff. Let's just say all of this happens between the first and the third movie. This is years of content, and I feel
no, I don't want to.
Like the best way to look at it is like this, especially when considering there's over 80 episodes that could absolutely be classified as defending the Valley of Peace in between the movies. I don't really think I need to cover every episode. Instead, just like looking at the most important events in a lightning round should suffice, I think. Crane's mom shows up and he gets the mom approval. Wukong escapes prison and Monkey temporarily...
He's so ugly.
Falls to bad habits. Poe bites someone's head off. Tai Lung's nephew.
Yeah, his fucking nephew, bro. Oh my god.
Escapes prison and Monkey temporarily...
Remember Poe and this leopard
bad
like
habits.
lady.
Poe bites some...
Like, oh my god. And they're like sort of hinting at Poe X Tigress in this thing as well, by the way. Like, I'm pretty sure this episode Poe's like, oh, you're jealous, Tigress.
Someone's head off. Tai Lung's nephew Peng shows up. How did Tai Lung get a biological nephew?
I don't know.
If he was left at the Jade Palace?
I don't know.
I really don't. They fight, then Peng actually gets spared. It's not the same fate. He's not relevant. He'll get a dojo, but he's not relevant. A lot of Shifu stuff, actually. Not only does his dad show up and they're somehow able to make peace.
What?
But his first and only ex, Mei Ling, shows up. Fortunately, all is good, but Junji returns. He's bad. He breaks it apart. This
They look so bad.
guy sucks. At one point, Junji will get the Jade Palace. It does not matter. Another whatever villain. Feng Huang returns also and tries to recruit Poe for evil things until that falls through. At some point, she like gets some sort of time-traveling seeds and makes everyone's parents never meet up. There's
what?
Time travel.
I do remember some time travel stuff with this Algo though.
Now that's great. But she isn't able to stop Poe because she can't find Poe's parents since they're in the secret panda village. She loses the time travel because the tree lord said so. The most important thing I could say is that Ki Pa returns and then loses exactly how he loses to Oogway, and that's embarrassing. So next up is at least a little bit after 850. As said before, Shen's pretty bad at mass murder. Who isn't? And Poe's dad Lee actually survives. In a universe Shen's pretty bad at mass murder. Who isn't?
Oh fuck, I thought he was gonna do a Hitler thing, yeah.
And Poe's dad, Lee, actually survives. In a universe where almost everyone is fatherless, it says a lot that the main guy has 2 of them. Gee, Poe, how come the universe gave you 2 dads? I don't know. All I know is Kai's finally back and he's pissed about Oogway sending him to the spirit realm and intentionally removing him from the history books. It's so bad he beats Tai Lung in a fight off screen. I love Tai Lung, but he sure does lose a lot. Now, Tai Lung is getting all of the characters and like turning them into trophies so we can take them to Master Hand or whatever. He's creating Jade Zombies, Zombies as they call them. Lee claims that the pandas still remember how to use Chi. Him and Mr. Ping go to the new panda village to learn it. Meanwhile, the 5 and Shifu
His aura.
who try to defend
Dun 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 dun
palace
dun
as
dun
masters
dun.
across China fall to Kai. And since this is the last time they're gonna be relevant, the 5 just always gets cooked in these movies. Like, did you know throughout the entire trilogy, with the exceptions of Tigress in this movie, and technically Crane in the first one, every member gets captured or incapacitated by the big bad every time.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm only counting Crane because Tai Lung intentionally...
I understand what they do. They need to set stakes, and they also like need Poe to get the final hits of the bad guy. But I feel like they could do it some more creative ways. I mean, if we get Kung Fu Panda 5, make it actually good first and foremost. Second of all, I don't know exactly how they do it, but it needs to be one final adventure of the 5 and Poe, and they will be up with some villain together. Maybe it goes to like Japan or something. That could be fun. Like they verse like karate or something. That could be a pretty good movie.
let him bring back the other 5 to the palace as a warning. But at least none of these characters are gonna be treated worse. Right? Anyway, Lee lied about the whole Chi thing for more family time, and Poe realizes Panda Village is full of trailer park frauds and decides they gotta turn back on the items just like how they did with Tai Lung to defeat Kai. Panda Village is full of the type of people who pick exclusively Coconut Mall and Moo Moo Meadows in Mario Kart. You know who you are. Poe gimmicks Kai with a command grab, and they get sent to the spirit realm.
Command grab is pretty funny.
This time, the pandas use Chi and they win. And Kai's spirit body literally
A
sees
nunchuck chick, a father, a dumpling kicker.
ceases to exist in the spirit realm, meaning he no longer exists. Alright. This then gets retconned in Showdown of Legendary Legends and a few other things. Then Oogway returns and says he's proud of Poe, still the hero we all deserve, and he gets a nice old greeny sticky stick. And that's the original trilogy. I think it's a timeless trio of tales that are gonna stand the test of time and maybe get held back by their semi-convoluted spin-offs in other medias. But you know what? If it ended
No
here,
one cares about the fucking Legends of Awesomeness, you know? It's just when we get to 4 where we're gonna want to rip our eyes out.
then this would have been fine. Unfortunately, the red bar is not over there yet. No, because after this movie, Poe decides to take an extended vacation, regaining all the lost time with his dad and the pandas in the village. I want to say like at least a year is spent here. So let's just say a year after, sometime after 850. On one hand, this is totally justified on Poe's part. Him and Ping should absolutely spend more time understanding and filling in this odd spot of their lives. On another, I hate Panda Village. The third movie is my least favorite because of Panda Village. There is a show that is almost entirely
You mean apart from number 4? Because if you think 3 is worse than 4, you're deluded, by the way.
the pandas, and is also my least favorite because of Panda Village. I don't like you, I don't like you, you're fine, and I don't like any of this. I thought Paws of Destiny was gonna be a problem with its 26 20-minute episodes, but honestly, it wasn't that bad. Just regular bad. At the very beginning, that guy, Jing
That's pretty funny. This guy's actually funny, you know?
Dao, he's back now. His soul finally finds a body. He's a problem. And then some broken condoms stumble in and beg Poe to become Kung Fu warriors. Then they get the powers of the 4 constellations from centuries ago. This means they're plot relevant now. So Poe's basically forced to teach them, and Oogway appears to talk to Poe. And Poe says he literally can't teach them. They're lost causes.
I mean, we had Kung Fu Panda 3, you know?
He calls them hopeless. Poe, buddy, you're throwing stones in your glass house. You are a
That's true. Shifu also did think he was legitimately hopeless.
hypocrite. Oh, I can't teach these stupid chubby pandas. You yourself were in the exact same situation. Poe's so washed. The stupid children go on a quest to save Chi and stop Jin Dao for realsies. Imagine plotting centuries and losing to this. Then everyone likes the panda children. I don't though. Oh, by the way, Poe can just be a dragon now. Sure.
Cool.
Then they get invited to the Forbidden City. There's this new freak named the White Bone Demon. That's a bad guy. They almost cause a drought. Luckily, through the power of plot, our
Oh, Golden Snow's monkey. That's actually tough. I like that Golden Stunder's monkey in the show.
and Sun
I love Golden Thunder Monkey, bro. They need more rep. Should I make like a Golden Thunder Monkey my mascot?
Wukong, as in like
Bro, stop showing this fuck ass image.
actually a different Wukong, or that one. Oh, I don't know. Wikipedia can only get me so far. I hate this show. The next show will release 6 years later. I'm gonna assume that that's not canon accurate, just that it released 6 years later. It's time for Dragon Knight. This is the part of the episode where I break. This is a 3-season entry that spans across Asia, Central America, and Europe. The more I saw
Wait, what? They've already gone to different countries or continents. No. They should say that for a Kung Fu Panda 5. I mean, I think they still should go to another continent, Kung Fu Panda 5, but obviously just ignore this.
the more I thought about speed dialing my therapist, so buckle up. Po goes on a world tour to try all the different food of the world. Early on, he stumbles across this thing called the Wu Gao Gauntlet. We're just gonna put a pin in there. Would you believe me if I told you the events of Dragon Knight start thousands of years even before Oogway? Because it sure does! At some point anywhere from 300 million years ago to just a few thousand years ago,
Was?
all of the continents existed in one supercontinent called
Okay, that makes sense. That's what's even called in IRL. Is it Pangea?
the Pangea.
Oh, wow, look at me. I'm a go.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
Did not pre-watch chat.
Pangea sounds right. Just like how our Earth was like. There was some bad guys and they liked war. Then some blacksmiths who didn't like war made
These guys look awful. Oh, they actually look awful, to be fair. Like, even if the show is shit,
some bad guys.
because I haven't seen it personally, even if it's shit, what did I just click on? There you go. Even if the show is shit,
Then some
at least they look pretty tough. Like, this sloth guy up here, I don't know, this is a tiger guy here with a whip. This bird with like wind powers, Zeus himself. Tough.
blacksmiths who didn't like war made some mythical gear that made them undefeatable as they split up the continents. And then they all agreed the gear was too
Oh, they don't look very tough now.
powerful and spread all the parts across the world. There's a helmet, a whip, some wheel thingies, and that gauntlet. 2 mages, because there's magic users now, named Veruca and Klaus, steal the gauntlet because the Queen of England tried to kill all of the magic folks of Europe, so they're a bit peeved. Po gets the gauntlet's thumb though. This disaster immediately makes him wanted by China and the Emperor, who's a little hamster.
That looks like Los Pollos! Look at back!
This disaster immediately makes
Los, is that you?
China and the
Show up all my life, this is Los! I'm not even joking, as well as she Los. Yo, let's live.
Emperor, who's a little hamster. And just as Po becomes wanted by the Chinese government, a knight shows up. This is Luthera. She also goes by the Wandering Blade. I'm just gonna call her Blade. Blade's also wanted, but this time by Europe because she stole some armor. She did this because her brother Alfred was a knight who died to Veruca and Klaus. So she's got a revenge story going on.
Ooh,
And
Punisher.
while this is happening, there's a stag named Colin who's trying to bring the blade back to Europe. So just to
They've
be
got
clear,
guns in this shit as well. What is going on?
there's a stag named Colin who's trying to bring the blade back to Europe. So just to be clear, Veruca and Klaus want the magic weapons, Po wants to stop that, Blade wants to kill Veruca and Klaus, and Colin wants to properly arrest Blade. This all happens throughout Season 1. At some point, Po and Blade mutually agree to get another weapon to be at an equal level against Veruca and Klaus. They go to this location called the Lost City, where supposedly there's a fire whip, and then they meet this new freak named Rugamini,
Okay, a
Rugamini.
black monkey.
She's secretly a bad guy who steals the whip for herself and tries to sell it for the Emperor for half of China's wealth. And after that, everybody gets arrested. Just the whole gang, even Mr. Ping, purely by association.
What?
And then Po and the gang manage to escape. There's a giant sled battle, and ultimately Po's group is able to get the whip while Veruca and Klaus leave the gauntlet. And that is where Season 1 ends. The good guy gang, now with Mr. Ping, make their way to India where Rukamini
India?
is. All that happens is that they find out they need to go to South America, and Ping gets possessed by one of the blacksmiths named Master Mastodon. And all while that's happening, Veruca and Klaus learn that just like Shen and everybody else, the Queen of England is pretty bad at genocide. Even bigger news, the helmet's here. Guess who steals it? In Central America, the pals make their way to the city of Tikal and stumble upon some frogs, some giant robots, along with some royalty, Zuma, who's got some gear that the team needs. The wheels specifically. And at first everything's good. Po and Battles help out with that robot crisis and eventually stumble upon a little birdie named Akna. She only kind of matters. Apparently, like before Alfred died, they were friends, so Blade trusts her now. Apparently Zuma's using her weapon weapons to steal all the rain, so there's a drought, and that's a problem. Veruca and Klaus cause a battle. Izuma fights trying to get more weapons, and everyone else is like drinking root beer or something. It doesn't matter. I don't even remember who has what weapons. It won't matter. Back to sailing, this time with a bird who I'm never gonna mention ever again. The crew's gonna head to England. This is especially important for Blade, and season 3 will happen. All's going good until it isn't. There's pirates. Not only are they pirates, they're the best pirates. Not only that, apparently Mr. Ping was a pirate. Mr. Ping used to be king of the pirates with his pirate queen Forazan. What? I guess Mr. Ping found the One Piece and then he got bored, snitched to the English government, and he starts a new life in China with his lovably obese adopted son. So all the pirates are justifiably pissed at him, but the main crew gets rescued / arrested by a Sir Drake. When arriving at Europe, first off, it's so weird to say Poe goes to Europe. Poe accidentally plays a complete game of chess with the Queen of England, leading to a swamp adventure where they meet Duncan. I don't know what Duncan even is even. Do you remember when I said this was about a Kung Fu Panda? Because now it's about a bunch of European animals finding weapons. There's a weapon dimension! There's a 5th magical weapon that this one didn't split up Pangaea, but Alfred made a mythical sword before he died. This one having the gimmick of anyone who dies to it having their soul trapped to it. Just like Katana, she's got my back. Also, after season 2, Veruca and Klaus got split up. Veruca went to Europe. She unalives Duncan. Duncan deserves better. But Veruca's hot on the tail. Shit's just happening now. I'm not even trying to say somehow, but somehow Alfred gets resurrected through all of this, and he's evil. He wants to bring all of the continents back together, reform Pangaea. I feel like there's a whole argument that makes no sense. Everyone would be fighting for the coastlines, and the middle of the supercontinent would be a mostly uninhabitable desert. Don't even get me started on the oceans, what would happen over there. But I'm sure the uneducated Bear Knight who's been dead for a decade knows what's best for the world. Also, Veruca gets stabbed, and now she's dead. Poe doesn't like the idea of Pangaea, so he gets his pirate dad and Mr. Ping's girlfriend to lie about China and England declaring war on each other. Eventually, Alfred gets distracted by this, and everyone is able to save the universe because that's how powerful the weapons are, I guess. And then all is well. Rukmini becomes a pirate. We're never gonna see her again. Blade joins Poe on the food tour. We're never gonna see her again. And Ping is happily living in Panda Village with his lover, who we're never gonna see again. Wow, I can see why those are considered non-canon, and I didn't even get to question why everyone knows and speaks exclusively English. Doesn't matter, because then that one happened. Kung Fu Panda 4 happens. As a movie, this is probably the worst one in the series, but I liked it more than 3. I'm not exaggerating. I despise Panda Village. There's a lot of problems.
No, that's bad. No, you can't like it more than 3. Like, okay, I get you don't like the Panda Village, but still, you cannot like number 4 more than number 3. Like, no matter what, you can't. It's impossible. Number 4 is actually bad. Number 4 is like insultably bad. And we're just not going to comment on anything I was listening to for the last like 5 minutes. We're just going to move on. Let's talk about 4. Let's go, guys.
Movie. It's too fast. It's too short. There's no character development for Poe. I think my own problems come from 2 characters. Those being the Chameleon and Tai Lung. If I'm being honest, Aquafina was tolerable. I don't know what rituals she performed to get into another animated kids movie as an annoying semi-important character, but she sure does exist. Poe has to stop being the Dragon Warrior because Shifu said so. Instead, he's going to do what Oogway used to do. Just hang out at the Jade Palace forever and go on friendship quests. I feel like that's a bit unreasonable. Poe's not really even that old yet, and I think it's even more fair that Poe's against that idea until he stumbles upon Aquafina and is able to successfully send her to jail. As that happens, Shifu gets DM'd and apparently a new little freak known as the Chameleons being bad, and because the Furious 5 were intentionally written out of the movie because
they didn't feel like paying fucking Angelina Jolie. Like, okay, cool, we get it. She's expensive. So is Seth Rogen and whatnot, but you're making a fucking Kung Fu Panda movie. They've been in the last 3. Why do you put him in the 4th one? Okay, it costs a bit of money. You're gonna make that money back anyway. If the movie makes $1 billion, they see Angelina Jolie, Seth Rogen in the fucking movie. Jackie Chan. Like, bro, this movie is
they're doing their own things. Poe and Aquafina gotta go and save the day, and then they're
fucking cheapskates, bro. $1 billion company, by the way.
The villain. They fumbled so hard. Yeah, just overall, they have a bad villain. Chameleon's able to turn into whoever she...
Oh my, this fuck-ass villain, bro. How do you have Tai Lung, Shen, Kai? All fire in their own right. You want to say Shen's the best? Fair enough. You want to say Tai Lung's the best? Fair enough. You want to say Kai's the best? Fair enough. But Chameleon, bro, she sucks. And oh my god, cheapskates again. They have her be able to become Kai, become Tai Lung, and they can't be us paying J.K. Simmons and Gary Oldman to be in the fucking movie. They just like nod and shit when Poe does stuff. No, Shen should still hate this Poe guy. Kai probably should as well. I understand if you want Kai Lung to gain his respect or something, like, that's fine. But Shen should probably hate this guy. It's like Hitler coming back from dead and be like, oh, you know what? I like the Jews now. I like the Jews. Like, no!
Touches and wants to use magic to take over China because apparently she's too small and nobody wanted to train her to be a kung fu master. She could never be kung fu fighting. And just another thing I gotta know, part of the reason I think Kung Fu Panda villains, specifically the movie ones, stay so iconic is because of their use of color theory.
It is. It 100% is. You got blue, green, and reds. And they also do some theme stuff as well, where, oh yeah, Tai Lung's the battle of the body, Shen's the battle of the mind, Kai's the battle of the soul. I'm not gonna, the soul stuff doesn't make much sense, but at least they tried. And like, I feel like there's certain bits you can analyze and be like, okay, it does make sense. I just like, I need to sit. I haven't watched Kung Fu Panda 3 recently. I've watched Kung Fu Panda 1 and 2 like last 2 weeks or something. I'll watch Kung Fu Panda 3 soon. But for the Chameleon, what is it? Like, realistically, if I was to design a Kung Fu Panda 4 and like make it like try to be something like that, what would I do? I think you make it less based on Poe now, you make it more based on his friends or something like that. Because he got all this stuff personally. Or you can make it about identity as a whole, but I guess like all those things come into identity. So like maybe not. Just make it based on his friends and like what his friends mean to him or something like that. And like maybe one of them turns evil, you could do that. I don't think you should do that personally. I think you should do a dynamic where like Poe can only beat the villain because he has the help of the Furious Five. Well, versus the villain who like throws away all their friends. Like, I don't know, something like that. Just...
Villains have a different corresponding color that they associate with them. Rewatch any moments where Shen has the upper hand and they use lots of red. Look at Kai and there's hues of green. This corresponds with Poe as well. Poe has yellows and oranges to indicate when he's starting to win the battle. For example, at the climax of the first movie, it starts off with a dark blue storm meant to indicate Tai Lung's takeover of the Jade Palace and how he's winning. And that shifts to warmer oranges and sunlight as Poe manages to start to balance out the fight. And this goes on for every final fight. Look at any of the climaxes and I promise you, yellow and orange start appearing as Poe has a comeback. Now, the fourth movie, they don't do this. The Chameleon only has like some hints of lighter blue, but it means nothing. It's such a waste. They
could have made up. I was just about to say that.
Could use purples or something.
Just about to say that.
And that would have worked wonders. By the time Poe reaches Chameleon's base in Juniper City, they only got like 40 minutes left. I wish they could have given like another 15 to 20 minutes fighting like the Chameleon's mob bosses so they could give directions or something. More time to show the Chameleon's a threat. Poe's allowed to turn items on. Not
you know, when this movie was thing, I'm looking at trailers, I'm like, this does not look good. So I didn't even watch it in cinema. I waited for it to come out on streaming. Like, I those trailers, I'm like, this does not look good. And I was like, that made me so sad. When I heard them making a fourth movie, I'm like, let's go. But I look at trailers, I'm like, this does not look good, this looks bad.
Villain. Eventually, though, it's...
You know how bad it is if you look at the trailers of a movie and like, this does not look good? Trailers should be good. If the movie sucks, whatever, but trailer, they should be able to make a good trailer for any movie.
Feel that
It's all about editing.
Aquafina's working for the Chameleon, and she's gonna regret it in about 10 minutes, but until then, Poe's lost his magic stick. Using this, the Chameleon's able to revive all the old deceased warriors. The only one worth noting now is Tai Lung. I think they wasted this character. You know what they should have done? Make some stupid excuse to have Tai Lung come back early. Have it be a buddy adventure with an optional Aquafina. Tai Lung's only arc is going from hating Poe to respecting him as the Dragon Warrior. Have Tai Lung spend time talking to Poe.
This could have been interesting. This even goes back to the whole friendship idea I had as well.
Tai Lung redeem himself at the end and end it off with like Tai Lung and Shifu having a good moment talking about their problems and their father and son have some closure there. It would have been beautiful. Everyone would have loved it, but no! Tai Lung gets one cool fight and then he's useless. I'm sure there's more behind the scenes that was absolutely unfair, but
it's money! They're too lazy! I'm telling you, it's literally, it's not because of anything, it's because they're too lazy, bro. I could literally make a better Kung Fu Panda 4. You know what? Maybe on my main channel, I'll make a new Kung Fu Panda 4. Make it actually good. Like, oh, because this sucks. Ugh.
That really bums me out that they could have gone this way. In the end, though, Poe defeats the Chameleon.
No, I'm actually doing that. Wallahi, I'm doing that. Okay, we're putting on YouTube right here, right now. On my main channel, Fu Panda 1, you'll see me make an actual good Kung Fu Panda 4. And I might even write the script and everything. So I might write a whole script for that shit.
all the spirits go back to the realm, taking Chameleon with them. I feel like at least a few of them would try escaping though. Guy shouldn't even be here. How does he still exist? And then
Good point.
we reach the current epilogue of this story. Aquafina's gonna become the new Dragon Warrior. She
and then let's
once
see
again
it.
sees this as a goof up, and just like with Oogway and Po Shifu, you should have seen this coming. And that is
I didn't play the thing, but the Furious 5 show up in the last few seconds. No voices or anything, just ready to train Shang. Like, just kill me, bro.
everything you need to know about Kung Fu Panda. If we're looking into the future, if there's more movies, hopefully they bounce back. I feel like they definitely dug the franchise into a hole by not making Tai Lung a permanent resident of the Jade Palace. I think just replacing Po is going to be hard, just based on the...
Maybe even do an interesting thing where Tai Lung does become the Dragon Warrior eventually, after he has like a change of heart. That could have been kind of interesting.
Route they took. And then I'm gonna be honest, Aquafina's character really wasn't winning anyone over. I don't know if she's gonna be able to take the spot as Po did, because we had so much
Retcon it, bro. Fuck it.
time with Po. People are gonna compare these two and go, okay, well, Po's the better one. But who knows? Maybe if something new comes out, it'll be great. Maybe a young Oogway spinoff or Furious 5 adventure. There's so many.
Bro, just do a Kung Fu Panda 5, get redemption for that shitty ass Kung Fu Panda 4. I'm telling you, just make it the Furious 5 and Po and Thing. They go to Japan and they like just do some cool shit. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, in that Kung Fu Panda 4, right, they might be going to Japan, bro.
New places that this story can go as there
Verse like a karate something.
are restrictions. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed. Fix this statistic. Follow me on every single one of those rotten little social medias.
W video. You can see me you can see like there's gonna be a graph of me, like, bro. And here I'm like chatting pretty decently. Then we get to like the series where I don't know what to say. And it gets to Kung Fu Panda 4 and it's just like, fuck everything, fuck my life, everything sucks. Like and subscribe. I'm actually gonna edit this one, I promise.